What's going on? It's your boy Sermon, the sermonsdomain.com. Travis Scott has probably one of the most anticipated albums of the year. His debut album, Rodeo, is here. September 4th is out. And yeah, it was one of the most anticipated projects for me. I kind of slowly became more of a Travis Scott fan. I remember when he first came out, I listened to Al Farrow, and I thought this was terrible. I never want to hear Travis Scott rap again. Then he kind of reinvented slash improved himself with Days Before Rodeo, and over a year later we finally get Rodeo. I seen him live in concert earlier this year when he was on tour with Young Thug, and I seen the energy firsthand. It was incredible. It was amazing the way he rocks the crowd, the way he performs, his breath control, all of that is really top notch. And I say this with the most respect. Rodeo would have been better as an EP. I feel like there's just too much filler material on here. Pretty much after you get past Maria, I'm Drunk, I feel like you could have ended the album there. I wasn't really, a fan of like Flying High with the Toro dude, and it didn't sound good. As soon as it hit my speakers, I was like, "What the hell is this?" I can give I Can Tell a little pass because it wasn't a bad record, but Apple Pie, I wasn't really into it. Ending the album, at least the standard version of the album with Apple Pie, I just didn't understand it. You want to end on a strong note. But going back to Maria, I'm Drunk. I remember when the record leaked, it was just Travis and Thug, and I didn't think it was gonna make the final cut, but it did. And he, to combat the leak, he kind of added Justin Bieber to it, and Justin Bieber adds a whole new presence to it. He adds one of his best verses I've heard in a while, since his journal days. And I mean, he hasn't done a whole lot of guest features anyway, but it was just a good verse, and I liked it. I think Justin Bieber's very talented. I like the way that he was kind of rapping, and he added in the singing, and he might have had the best verse on the thing. I mean, I've overplayed Thug's verse and Travis's verse, so hearing Justin was kind of refreshing to me. The Weeknd's on the album Pray for Love, and the thing that I've always liked about The Weeknd is that it seems like whenever he doesn't finish a song, not always, but sometimes when he doesn't finish a song, he'll give it to another artist. And you gotta when you look at The Weeknd being featured on somebody's album, you gotta see that who produced it. And when you see The Weeknd's producers, then you're like, okay, this pretty much got handed down to Travis, and that's why The Weeknd's guest features are so prominent with him. He's not just on a hook most of the time, or on a a small little piece of the project. No, he's song. He's on more than half or around half on a lot of these songs. He owns them, and that's because they started out as his songs. And that's how Pray for Love is. It's a good record. But another thing, I mean, Travis pretty much gets upstaged when he has guest features a lot of the time. I mean, 3500 came out, Future was red hot, still is red hot. 2 Chainz really killed his verse. You know, Travis Scott's not the most, technical rapper, and that's not what anybody expects out of him. So, it makes sense that, some of the guest features are better than him. But I'll tell you one that isn't, and that's Piss on Your Grave. I did not like that record. I remember hearing, the rumors that it was a Kanye and Paul McCartney record, and then, you see it on the track list for Rodeo, and it's like, okay, we're going to get to hear this record, because, Kanye, you might hear about a record, and then it never materializes. He scraped it, he went in a whole direction, and Piss on Your Grave was disappointing. I'm glad it didn't make a Kanye album, and it definitely didn't need to make a Travis Scott album. It's just there. It just sucks. Sorry to say, it just sucks. I like, Pornography, which is the first song on the album, because it has the shades of Kanye West's 808s and Heartbreaks era. It kind of has that vibe to it, and on top of that, I like T.I.'s little narration. He only appears on, a few of the songs, but I like his little narration. To have his presence is good. considering he's been riding with Travis Scott for a while now. What else? What else? Antidote. We all heard Antidote, and at the time Travis said it wasn't going to be on the album, but it was such a popular record that he had to throw it on there, and I'm glad he did because it's probably one of my favorites still. Yeah, but like I said, it'd be Rodeo would be a solid EP. You take away some of these records, you maybe make it 8, maybe 9 tracks, if not less. Then you would have a very solid project. But as far as the 14 songs, you definitely got to get rid of some of them, and I'm definitely not gonna listen to some of them ever again. But overall, it's not a bad debut album. A lot of people have done worse this year. And I'm sure Travis Scott is going to sell a lot. He's going to go on tour and everybody's going to, love to see him. So those are my thoughts on Rodeo. I'd love to hear yours. Let me know in the comment section after you listen to that album. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain. And most importantly, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time.